There's me, there's us. There's them. We live in Dorset, so that's me, that's her, that's them. And together we are the Bear Fam. What a beautiful sky tonight. Beautiful, beautiful. Came a different way today because I happen to have a thing about starlings and their murmuring, which is the name given to that dance they do as a flock at dusk. Now, there is a massive posse somewhere over their water, but I sort of got stuck here. I've got the stragglers for company up here and I'm watching this, and the boys want to go down here, so I guess that's where I'm going. Oh, hello. Look at my zitty, horrible face. But I thought I'd show you the reality. I'm a bit under the weather the last few weeks. Fibro has really sort of, I don't know, come and bashed me around the back of the head and said, pay attention to me. My joints have seized up, my skin has gone, got no energy. I mean, it doesn't help the time of year, does it? I'm really not a fan of this time of year as we drag into dark days and towards Christmas. Yeah. So, yeah, I got zits and I'm looking shocking. But I haven't spoken to you in a long, long time, and I thought this was worth sharing. What a beautiful, beautiful sunset. Beautiful. Cheered me up a little bit, I have to say. And it's glowing like an orange colour now. So pretty. The main posse of starlings just seems to have vanished. Don't know how far they go, you know, when they're flying. I thought they'd loop the loop and come back and I'd catch them coming back, and I thought this lot might go and join them. But now, is that a cloud or is that starlings? No, it's a cloud. Difficult to tell sometimes. But that's gorgeous, isn't it? Gorgeous. Get a better view from this side of the camera when I can zoom in. Look at that, look at the colours. Is that stunning or what? Absolutely stunning. Nature at its best. Now we have furry dog 1, furry dog 2. Furry dog 3 is at home because he believed it to be too cold and too wet for his old bones. As the winter has come on, Monty has become a lot more reclusive. And I can't say I blame him. What, he's 14 in dog years coming up. Hang on. Oh, I thought they were going then. Oh, some of them did go. 14 in dog years, which makes him 70, 7 4 is 28, 98 in human years. So I'm pretty sure when I get to that age, I'm going to want to stay home. In fact, I'm half that age and I want to stay home. But it's a good job I got dogs, otherwise I'd never go anywhere. Right. I need to move forwards. I've been stood in the same spot for ages, waiting for the starlings, but you can guarantee the minute I move that they're going to come. I wanted to stay up on this high bit and catch them, but I don't think it's to be. I think they've gone to Bournemouth or something. I don't think that lot have got any intention of going anywhere. They're just sat up there making a big noise. I'm sure you can hear them in the background. Anyway, there's no makeup on my face and I'm a mess. And if you want to tease me, heckle me, make comments about it, go ahead. I know somebody will. Even if I was made up, I'd be the drag queen or whatever. Got to come to terms with it. And oh, you little sods. Little groups are starting to leave. I wonder if they're going off to join the main group. And if they are, how do they know where each other is? They don't have sonar, they don't have GPS. How do they do it? More to the point, how do any birds migrate, move? How do they do it? We think we're so damn bloody clever with our GPS and our this and our that. I like to see you get from one side of the world to the other without any bloody navigation tools and hit the same spot on the nose every year. Ah, missed one. Oh, they're all going. They're all headed off to meet their buddies, wherever they may be. I reckon they're probably down near the nature reserve near all the other birds. I reckon that's what they're probably doing. Yeah. Oh, poo bum. They're all off to join their mates. I knew they'd go eventually. Had to be the minute I moved. Guaranteed, knew it would be. Oh my word. This is weird. Next. Oh, they're all going somewhere down there towards the coast. And now it's quiet and empty. Told you the minute I moved they'd go. Now they've all gone to join the posse, wherever that may be. I see a few over there. I might just stand here in case they come back, but it's getting dark, so I don't think my camera's gonna function particularly well. And I'm getting down towards the road and I need to be careful of the dogs as well, while my mind is taken in another direction. Anyway, how rude of me. I haven't said hello. I haven't said hello, how are you? What's hanging? No. Who's hanging? Is that somebody coming towards me? Oh, I'm really jumpy. I had a run-in with a woman the other day. I was coming down the stairs into an alleyway and her Old English bulldog, I think it is. That or a big Frenchie, I'm not sure. I think it's a bulldog. Were stood in the alleyway. Now I didn't know if they wanted to go straight on up the alleyway or turn left into the stairs and go the way I was going. So when I got to the bottom I stopped, thinking she probably wanted to pass past me, but in a very tight voice, and I mean like very clipped, it was, I want to go that way, and I was like, It immediately put me on my sort of, who do you think you are? But I kept my gob shut. So I moved, but then Monty, who is old, deaf, starting to lose his sight, got a bit scared of the big dog and barked. Well, off she went. Old woman, move your ratty dogs. Now, well, you know, that just flicked all my buttons. And as she went off, she was talking to somebody on the phone about the old hag and the ratty dogs, and I just shouted after her, what did you say? In my typical can't control your temper, wonder where Ellie got it from kind of way. And she just glared at me and sort of turned as if she might come back. And then I was very rude then. I was rude and I was in the wrong. I'd fully admit I was in the wrong at the end. I said, fuck you. Anyway, of course Ellie knows everybody that's everybody in our, you know, where we are. And she found out who this was, and they only live up the road. Shifty bum, shifty bum, shifty bum. And she found out a bit about them, who they knew that we knew, and all that malarkey, you know how it goes. Now, I saw her a couple of times since, and she's kept her head down and walked on, and I've done the same thing. I certainly don't want to start anything. However, Ellie's mates have obviously gone running. Because yesterday I got home with the dogs, shut the garden gate like I normally do, and was sorting out the bins, you know, as you do, trying to tidy up. And from behind me, I hear a really gruff, tight-clipped voice of a man talk to me like I was 3 years old and he was my father. Is that gate shut? And immediately I whipped around thinking, again, my brain was thinking, who the fuck are you? But I didn't say anything. I bit my lip and I said, yeah. But I was internally thinking, and then I saw the dog. And I realised it was the other half of said female. Now, to my mind, the fact that he said it from behind me, the fact that the dogs were inside at the time, the fact that he made the comment, the fact that he stood still before approaching to make the comment, was, to me, a definitive indicator that it was like, the underlying tone was, I know where you live, I know who you are, and I side with my missus, which obviously goes without doubt. But unbeknownst to me, at the same time, well, I don't know if it was earlier or later, I presume it was slightly earlier when he was leaving his house, which is away from us a bit. Ellie had been to the shop and was on the way back, and she passed their house. And he was stood outside with the dog, so he must have been just before he came towards us. And he looked her up and down like she was a tramp and sort of went, teenagers. And she just looked at him kept walking. But sadly, her temper is as bad as mine. And she turned around and flipped him the finger, which was not good. So we now have a situation on our hands. And I really don't want the situation on my hands. I really could do without the situation on my hands. But, you know, you reap what you sow. I caused the problem in the first place by opening my fat gob. But I definitely don't want a war. And I definitely don't want my windows put through. So, yeah, watch this space on that one. Well, the starlings didn't come back. And my arm is aching. And I've probably bored you rigid, as usual. Look, if you want me to start daily vlogs again, Ellie has said she would be in. The difficulty is we're not monetised anymore because we don't get any views, which is fair enough because we don't do any vlogs. So it would be a labour of love, so to speak, as opposed to a financial gain. Is it worth our while? You know, if I get 20 or 30 people in the comments say yes to daily, then I might do it. I might trial it for a month and see where we go, and see whether people watch, and see what the views are like. You know, ideally, if I was going to do that, it would be with an aim to getting monetised again. But, you know, the last time I got monetised was because I opened my big fat gob. I made comment about something I was passionate about that I was not careful about the way I worded. So, you know, the likelihood of getting there again is probably minimal. But, you know, I think the pair of us could do with a focus. We are both still fairly nocturnal at the moment. And by that I mean we sleep most of the day and we're up all night doing things. It's a horrible habit. I hate it. It's something I had to fall into when Ellie was off the rails somewhat. And she would... I'm not going to disclose, but night times were not a good time for her, and the companionship was much needed by her. So it's like I've totally changed my brain around. It's like I can't function during the day. And the other thing I'm having issues with, and now this is a real confession, is people. I've become very... I wouldn't say fearful of going out was the right word, but because I don't have transport at the moment, we are fairly static. And because the van was off the road most of the summer, while I was refitting it and doing it up, I literally haven't been anywhere since last November, so 12 months. I haven't been out to a shop, do all my shopping online. I've driven to the garage once to spend too much money. I went to the garage to pick it up, that's twice. Been to the doctors a couple of times. That's about it. Haven't been on holiday, like abroad, since 2019. And the last time we went away, well, we had a little trip to Torquay last November. And then prior to that was obviously Scotland last year. And the less I go out, the less I feel I'm able to go out. It's really weird. It's hard to explain. Somebody that spent her life doing what she did, I have literally lost my confidence. And I guess having incidents with people like that lady. Chunk, come here. Archie, come here. Come here a minute. Let me just let the dog off again. Right, go on. Yeah, I just... having incidents like I did with that lady just really... I guess it just makes me think I'm right to avoid the world. You know, I walk the dogs at night in the dark normally, just because I prefer not seeing people, not having to run into people. It just seems to be this couple does the same thing, probably because they've got a big dog, which they'd rather walk when there aren't so many people around, which I get, you know, I get. And their dog is good as gold, don't get me wrong, their dog is beautiful. Beautiful dog. Doesn't say a word, perfectly well behaved. And I know Monty's a little sod, but you know, when you can't see and you can't hear and you smell something, I guess you go on the offensive, don't you? He's become a lot more aggravating as he's getting older and struggling. But, you know, I never was very socially adept, unless the uniform provided me with a barrier. But I've just become increasingly insular. That's why I don't vlog, really. I just don't feel that anybody would want to listen to an old hag. And you know, it doesn't help that I've had all that feedback from, I can't even remember what the tittle tattle was, it something like that. People, and these glasses are driving me mad. I broke my good glasses, and these just keep falling down my schnozzle. Ugh. Anyway, yeah, maybe we'll talk about this more another time. You probably don't want to hear about my woes. But that's where I've been. That's what I'm doing. Or should I say, that's what I'm not doing. I'm not doing anything. Although I am clearing the house. The house is more of a tip than normal because I have piles and piles. Piles for the bin. Piles. I've actually got half the land that is becoming a donation pile. And when I've got enough, although I probably have enough now, I'm going to call the cancer charity and ask them to come and pick it up, because apparently they do pickups for big loads, and there's lots of nice clothes and there's lots of toys, so they can have all that, and shoes, because I know in a year and a half I need to move. So because of my slowness and because of the fact I am such a procrastinator, Ellie's come to the conclusion she thinks I've got ADHD because of my traits are so similar to hers, and that's her diagnosis. So she reckons that I'm just undiagnosed, which is funny. Well, it's not funny. She could be right. Right, I'm going to love and leave you because the light is failing and my arm is aching. I do love you, and let me know about what to do moving forwards. Do I try and rebuild the channel? Do I close the channel? Do I just carry on doing the odd bits and bats? What should I do? Please comment down below. I do read them all. Not very good at answering them all, but I do read them all. Anyway, thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you coming to this channel and watching me yakking about a load of old rubbish in the dark about starlings. Can't believe how quickly it's getting dark. Right, I'm going to love and leave you. Take care of yourselves and each other, Bear Fam, and I'll catch you the next time. Sending love. Oh, there goes the train. The other side of Upway Station that you don't normally see. Right, love and leave you. Mwah.